Okay, so gave you some pictures from a scrapbook my mom gave me, just to put it in proper context. Grandma Diamond, today is March 29th, 2019, so she would have been 100 years old today. She died on Wednesday, April 22nd, 2015. I think that's when they found her body, like in her room at Nephew Retirement Home in New Hamburg. So yeah, I was awoken at 8:30 in the morning that day, and told that Grandma Diamond had passed on. So I knew myself that it was going to happen, but I didn't think that it would be so harsh. I mean, I won't lie, I still have dreams that she's still alive and all that. So you see Uncle Harold, Uncle Gordon, and Grandma Diamond. Now, my Uncle Harold was with Maggie. I think he died in 2005, if memory serves me correctly. I may be wrong. But Uncle Gordon, because I know Uncle Gordon and Isabel, because they lived on the same road that I lived on when I grew up on the farm. He died 2008, if memory serves, or 2007. No, 2008, because I graduated from Conestoga in 2008. Edward was going to move to Milton with Marlene, and then he died the day after I helped Edward move to Milton. So, got some Uncle Harold. Mildred Hall, one of the most influential people. She actually lived close to our house. Like, the Hall family farm was across, like if you go down our driveway, and then the first place to your, like, go right, and then the first farm on the left, that's Mildred Hall's place. I think she's dead, died. I know my Aunt Isabel is still alive, I think. Like, I think I'm going to make a few errors in judgment. I'm sorry if I make big mistakes, all that. Uncle Gordon, Grandma, and Harold. Jessie Oliver, Elizabeth too. And the person on the right, she just passed away recently. I know the two family because their kids, Mike and Chris, went to Plattsville Public School with me. And Mildred Hall. This was Grandpa and Grandma when they were getting married June 9th, 1945. So that was 73 plus years ago. Unfortunately, this picture is influential of my grandpa because Grandpa Diamond died December 16th, 1985 from some kind of colon cancer. I can't remember what it was. I know I wrote it down in December, but I'll have to relay the information. But I mean, to me, it was harsh because I was only 8 months old when he died, so I don't have any memories of him and all that. And of course, the home farm. This is the farm that I grew up on. The barn is still there. The shed's still there. This place is still there. The house, that is the house I grew up in. It's still there. Trees, this was from way back in the 70s, 80s, I think. Because if I know myself, yeah, look at all that farms, all that garden space. That's not right. Yeah, this is way back in the 70s, 80s, before I was born. Because there was a porch there trees. There were a lot of, these trees are growing up now. And here, yeah, this is different. This is a whole lot different than where I grew up from. I wish I had a picture of where my parents live now. But anyway, and this is where she lived in Bright for, I don't know, about 30 years. Because 1981 she moved to Bright. She gave the farm to my dad when he got married to my mom. So yeah, and then you got these guys, Grandpa and Grandma with 4 kids. Unfortunately, one is deceased. The little boy Ken, my uncle Ken, died at 19 in 1973 in a motorcycle accident, so I never got to know him or never got to know any cousins. Of course, you got my dad, my Uncle Glenn, and Aunt Carol. Of course, I'll get more into that in the next album that my mom made, and I inherited it. Not in the sense that my mom's dead. My mom's alive. So anyway, that's the thing for Grandma Diamond. She made this, I believe, in 2012. Yeah, because it's been 7 years. Because as you see Grandma on her 93rd birthday, she was doing quite well, and then unfortunately after that she declined downhill and all that. It was sad to see her on her 96th birthday, all that, just declining and all that, to the point that she couldn't stand up. So anyway, here is the picture of my Uncle Glenn on the left, Grandma Diamond, Aunt Carol, and my dad. And first of all is the oldest, my dad, Ron, who was born in 1947. So he is 72. He's doing quite well. He just recovered from a colonoscopy and a prostate exam and all that. He's fine. He has to get his hips replaced one at a time. We don't know when that starts. But, he had his knees replaced in 2003 and one in 2004. So I know that. I was still living at the farm. So anyway, this is the farm. Yeah, this is a much better picture of the farm. As you can see, not much has changed. We have a building to house the cars and all that. The driveway and all that. Oh, that is. Oh, that's farmland. Okay, sorry about that. You see those trees right there? They were the saplings in the other one, as I showed you, down there. And my dad, that's where I lived. Little Rexy. Now, that's not the picture of the yellow lab that lives with me now, Lily. That's their yellow lab Rexy, who passed away in January at the age of 14, I'd say. Yeah, that's right, because he was a pup he was a pup when my parents got him, and that was just after I left for Kitchener. So I remember me and my bro going to the farm for our first Christmas since I moved in 2004, and seeing Rexy, Boo Boo, a black poodle, and Shadow, a black Labrador. Unfortunately, Shadow missed me so much that he wasn't doing so well, and they gave him to another family. But anyway, here's what Dad says. I'm not going to read it all, but anyway, 60 years of memories. Well, of course, this is kind of predated. This is 7 years ago. One of my memories was you always making homemade jam all the years on the farm after Diana and I were married. That's my mom. So I never ran out of jam for my toast at breakfast time. Yep, I remember that. Another memory was when I always planted potatoes, and Mom always knew, that's, Grandma, always knew when I was going to pick the potatoes, and she came to make the job easier. Yep, she was always there. I love you very much. Okay, and there's Rexy again, and my mom, Diana. Now, one thing to notice is that my mom's name is Diana, but a lot of people, including my grandma, call her Diane, and she's fine with that. And of course, I don't usually call my parents by their first names. Anyway, here's what my mom said. Quote, Dear Mom, one of my favorite memories of you is when I grew my first pie pumpkins. You came and showed me how to prepare them to freeze for pies in the winter. Another is when Ron injured his finger and needed to be in the hospital for a skin graft. She stayed with Everett and Christine. I wasn't around at that time. Everett and Christine, while I spent time at the hospital. Also when he needed to see the doctor. Yeah, she was always there. You were very good at taking care of me, Jeffrey, aka me, when I started to work out. And when he started school, I needed someone when he was sick. And also to point out that Grandma Diamond was arranged for little taxis because I went to some preschool. I don't know where I was. I would say Hagersville, but I'm wrong. But before I started Platteville Public School. So anyway, a bit about my mom. She was born in 1951, so she is 67 right now. She worked a lot. She worked at a inn in New Hamburg. She worked at Hybrid Turkeys for a while. She was a personal care worker. She doesn't work for an agency, but she does have people to help with and all that. So, yeah, about that, she's doing quite well for herself. Always like our chats. Okay, I screwed up. I think this screwed up. I wish that there was a picture of all of us, the grandchildren. Hang on 1 minute. I might be wrong, but I think they'll probably have pictures of our little kids. Okay, there we go. Grandchildren, great-grandchildren. Okay, so next. is my brother, Edjo. Edward with Marlene, Victoria, and Bentley. Now, bear in mind, this is 2012, so they look... Bentley is not a baby. He's 7, and Victoria is 9. So, yeah. Victoria is very much a laid-back, nice girl. She's very tall and very thin, but not... Like, she's a sweetheart and all that. And Bentley is 7. He's actually in French immersion at his public school, and he's a bit of a schnikey, as Edward calls. Bentley does like to cause a little bit of issue at home, like just like joke around and all that. But in public, he's pretty cool. He's a nice guy. He knows when. Okay, so anyway. Okay, so I'm going to try to read this, if you can't. Grandma, the memories of childhood were extra special, not because I was blessed enough to have been able to grow up on the farm. It's because you were always part of it. I remember how calm, cool, and collective you always were. That's true. Never once did I see you get excited or angry at anyone or anything. My favorite memories of you were always at your house in Bright. I remember the walks through Bright. Adventures would always happen. Someone in Bright stopping us on our journey to see how you were doing, who was walking with you if they didn't know. Yeah, Grandma was really popular in Bright. Almost everyone in Bright knew her. I walked proud beside you, knowing that everyone knew who you were. I felt like I was with a celebrity. I was lucky enough to have you close as a child and all that. Now, bit is that Edward actually technically was not born into the Diamond family, because my mom, he has a different dad than I do. So he was 5 when Mom married my dad. And so basically, yeah, so technically Edward and I are stepbrothers, but we do treat each other as brothers and all that. So anyway, yeah. So Edward was born in 76, so he's 43. He is working, I can't remember the place he works. He used to work at Raytheon for so many years, and then they laid him off, and then after a couple of years he finally found a job. I'm so stupid sometimes. Marlene is a school teacher at the Mississauga Regional Catholic Board. She's a Catholic school teacher. Okay. There's little Victoria, so cute and Bentouche. That's my niece and my nephew. Unfortunately, that's the only niece and nephew I have. And I don't have kids of my own, of course. Here's Christine and Michael. My sister Christine, 1982, she was born. So, well, she's not yet 37. She was born in June, so she'll be 36 now. She works at Pillars in Waterloo. Michael did have a few odd jobs and all that. I know there's something else I want to say about them, but I'm going to be nice and not elaborate on stuff. So anyway, Christine says, quote, It's difficult to pick just one favorite memory about Grandma Diamond. She is such a caring person and is well known throughout the town of Bright. As a kid, I would always look forward to spending time with Grandma in the summer. She would always buy Fruit on the Bottom yogurt by sale test when she knew we were coming to stay for a while. She always gave money and allowed us to go to the corner store for a treat. She would take us out to various places like a pond, mini golfing, out to eat, or just visit friends. She would allow neighbors to sleep over. It was always me when other cousins were there at the same time. Was nice? Oh, nice. Fuck. Every memory of Grandma Diamond is a good one. Christine and Michael. Yeah, my big sister. She does wear glasses and all that. And unfortunately, guess who's last? Guess who's next on the Diamond side? Yoo-hoo! Born April 9th, 1985, so I turned 34 in a few weeks. Unemployed. Yeah, my hairline sucks. I have a lot less hair, trust me. So yeah, I'm currently trying to get into Canadian Tire and and if that doesn't work, I'm planning on working for a landscaping company, and all that, just to be a hired hand and all that. I don't know what the conditions are going to be, but anyway, here's what I did. I have a lot more memories, and I don't want to be freaking biased. Okay, here's what I did. But of course, you know, that's not my handwriting, because my handwriting sucks. There are so many memories about Grandma Diamond. The most important one is the fact that she was willing to help out my family. True. In my early years, when I needed speech therapy and physical therapy to develop out my motor skills and speech, she was always there. which is true because, as you should know, I am an ASPE, and I wasn't officially diagnosed till I was 20, but like my parents knew there was something wrong, my siblings knew there was something wrong with me, and Grandma Diamond was there for me. Grandma was always willing to help her grandchildren and, of course, her children. Also, she has been very supportive of my pursuit of sports, either by watching it at her house or me reading about it. Yeah, it's true, because I always had sports magazines at Grandma Diamond's house. I always had hockey cards at her house. I always been able to watch sports on TV, like hockey, baseball, all that, even in French. Now Grandma never complained about it, because Grandma was like, as long as you can understand it, you can watch it. And I do understand. I still with French, I can't write it down or speak it quite well, but I can understand it. But anyway, yeah. I mean, I will give you a link in the description of this video of the other Grandma Diamond videos I did in 2015 and all that. More of an explanation and all that, because I don't want to forget everyone else. Okay, so anyway, here's Grandma Diamond's only daughter, Aunt Carol, who was born in 1948, so she's 70. She's in Oakville with my Uncle John. She had 4 kids. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, Aunt Carol says, quote, "My best memory of you, Mom, is that you were always there for me, testing my French and Latin vocabulary, listening to my piano songs, staying up with me until I finished my schoolwork, and comforting me during heartbreaks. You always allowed John and I to get away for a break, whether you came to look after our 4 children or Cameron or Bailey, that's their dogs. We always looked forward to the Diamond Christmas and Bright. A real effort on your part, but a real joy." Yep, she always had Christmas at her house for a while. "Our trips to the Maritimes and to the West Coast were special because you came too. We also enjoyed trips with you to Florida and Disney World and to Maui. Going to church with you, whether Chesterfield, Bright, or St. Paul's United, singing together was special. Your favorite request was always this, 'I want to help you, Carol,' and you always did. While washing the floor or peeling apples or sharing your recipes of date loaf, Carol put your Jello and all that." So yeah, Aunt Carol was always there for my mom, my grandma. Jeez, I knew I would slip up somehow. Okay, so anyway, here's Uncle John. He listed the memories. My Uncle John, I forget how old he is in relevance to Aunt Carol. Well, obviously he's not my dad, so I wouldn't know. So he used to work a lot at the bank, banking stuff. Uncle John was actually responsible for Blue Jay trips from 1989 to 2005, was it? 2007, excuse me. So yeah, and no, I didn't go to every Blue Jay game during that time. I was 8 in 1993 when I went to my first Blue Jay game. That was an interesting game because that was when the Blue Jays ended up being the world champions for the 2nd straight year, and Willie Canate hit a walk-off home run in the 9th. But anyway, here's what he said. I'll try to paraphrase. "I remember Mom at 2 luau's in Maui. It was nice watching her do the dancing. I remember Mom herding cows with a dog, Blackie's help. I remember Mom having us for Christmas dinner. Yep, with the adults at one table, kids at the other. I remember attending many anniversary services at Chesterfield. That's right, because anniversary services would be on Father's Day in June. That's the church where I was baptized, Chesterfield United. I remember pulling carrots with Mom at the vegetable garden and car rides to Oakville and back." Here's Gregory, my cousin. He's a plastic surgery doctor in California. I think Rancho Cucamonga or something like that. So he was born in 76, I think. Yeah, I think he was born the same year as my brother, but he was born in October 76, so he's 42. Yeah, so he's in California with Kauna and their 2 dogs. Anyway, oh, sorry, I didn't see that. That dog is Bailey, by the way. And I don't know what his dog, but anyway, he says, "While I have many memories of you, Grandma, I will try to list a few here. Some of my earliest include you at the farm and riding around the lawnmower, trying to ride Blackie like a horse, oh boy, and going to the chicken coop with you. More recently, I remember Grandma driving me around to catch frogs in the fields and catching a snake. Visiting every summer and watching softball and eating at the restaurant. I will always remember how you're such a delightful letter writer and your neat penmanship. That's true. And that's his wife, Kahuna, who wrote a poem. I think you can see it, so I'm not going to do anything about it. Alright, so this is my cousin Allison with Nick. Allison was a school teacher for many years overseas, like in Singapore. She met Nick. She's now a mom entrepreneur. Now you see one kid, Felicity. That's their first. Felicity, I think, was born in 2010, so she is going to turn 9 this year, June, I think. Now you'll notice there's one kid, but at that time in 2012, they only had one kid. They have 3 other ones. They have Wesley, Kieran, and Elena. If I'm supposed to be right. I think Wesley is 7. Will turn 7. He is 7. Kieran will turn 6, and Elena will turn 4 soon. Okay, so anyway, she writes, my fondest memories of our summers spending at Grandma's house. I liked staying in the pink room and enjoyed our trips to the cheese house. We would play Rack-Go and baseball games out in the back field. We always went to Tavistock for special meals. Later in life, I enjoyed time that Grandma Diamond spent with Felicity. They had such a special relationship, which is adorable to watch, with our new baby Wesley, because at the time, they actually had the kid just days before we met for the 93rd birthday. Little Nick. And Nick is actually from England, by the way. So anyway, he's a bad guy like my Uncle John was. My happiest memories of Grandma Diamond did involve the oldest member and the youngest until 11 days ago with Felicity. Grandma and Felicity had a special relationship, with Felicity explaining all her thoughts to Grandma. It's nice to see reading stories and playing show and tell and all that. Felicity and Wesley, of course. Sorry, fuck. Alright, Melanie, my cousin who now lives in Vancouver. She's a lawyer with British Columbia. She was born in 1982. She's actually born April 5th, so her birthday's next on the Diamond family calendar. So she is 37. She'll be 37, excuse me. She lives with, that's not Tatum, Drake, I think. Yeah, that's the dog Drake that she always had. She lives now with Adam. Like, I think she was, oh, there's Adam. Yeah, she lives with Adam, who's someone from the provincial government, the BC government. Now, you won't notice, but Melanie now has 3 kids. Tatum, who's going to turn 5. Jackson, who's going to be 3. And Kingston's Xavier, who was born in September of last year. So he's going to be 6-7 months. So anyway, she did a top 10 list. Having you in Oakville to hang out, going to Maui with you, sharing birthday cakes with you, spending summer vacations in Bright. That's a theme. Ice cream in the freezer, toasted tomato and butter sandwiches. You're a magnet. That says, if Mom says no, ask Grandma. I like that one too. Play Uno. Yep. Being given treats to go to the shoe store and strawberry picking with you. And Adam writes, I have so many great memories of you. For the sake of your scrapbook, he's picked 3. One was walking down the aisle at her wedding with Gregory, giving the Queen's wave. I actually missed that wedding because I had to end up working. I had Sellers. My second favorite memory is playing Crokinole. Now that's a favorite, Crokinole. I used to be decent at Crokinole. I think my dad still has a Crokinole board. Jeez. And I love coming to live in Bright, with you in Bright. And Uncle John and Aunt Carol's work kid, Jennifer. She is just a little bit older than me. She was born in November 1984, so she's 34. So she and I are separated by 4 months? No, 5 months. Sorry, about 5 months, because that's right, December and then, oh, that can't be right. Yeah, that's right, 16 to 12. So Jennifer is a teacher in King City, if I remember correctly, so, yeah. She says, staying at your house in the summer, reading bedtime stories with you in the pink room, Your chocolate and vanilla pudding, doing crossword puzzles, the times we stayed together in Oakville, your love of pansies and hummingbirds, pansies being flowers, the special flower quilt, playing dress up in the yellow room, our trip to Disneyland in Florida, and going to tea at the White House. That's not the White House of the U.S. government. That's tea place, I think. And now, from that family to the New Hamburg Diamonds, Uncle Glenn and Aunt Evie. Uncle Glenn, memory serves me right, was born in let's say 51. I might be off. 1951, so he's 67. A farmer, electrician with Cullerton Plumbing and all that. A coach for many baseball teams in New Hamburg. So, anyway, Uncle Glenn writes, memories go back to when Ken and I, Ken of course being deceased, like all you grandchildren, spent my summer holidays at the same house as you all did. Only difference is that Grandma used to take Ken and I there and read us the riot act of what to do and what not to do. Well, boys will be boys. I always remember at our place when tomatoes, corn, raspberries, and elderberries were ready, Mom would always be there to clean them. Now, best memories are the times that I go to nephew and visit or take Mom to appointments. Mom has always been there for us. Now I feel blessed to be able to restore the favor. And of course, Aunt Evie, she used to be a daycare provider at a church in New Hamburg. Now she works at Cloverleaf, if memory serves me correctly. So anyway, she says, I know a wonderful person who has helped and guided me for the last 40 plus years. This special lady is the most caring, kind, and giving person I know. And she would always have to lend a hand or an ear. From watching 4 rambunctious grandchildren to making a batch of rhubarb jam, I could always count on her help. Those frantic 2 o'clock awakenings with the promise of another grandchild would find her answering the phone on the first ring, and she would arrive before we were ready to go with assurances that everything would be fine. Picking and cleaning elderberries and all that. Always remember her special 8 to 8:30 a.m. phone calls before I went to work. She would say, Hi, Evie, I was thinking of you. I just want to hear your voice. So yeah, they used to always go. And this is my cousin Randy, the oldest grandchild. He was born in 1974, August 74. He would be 44 now. He works around the farm. I think he works at other jobs that I have not heard of. But anyway, he says, going to Grandma's house for holidays were some of my favorite times with Grandma. Arguing with my brothers over who got to sleep in the hall bed. Getting up in the morning with those mini boxes of cereal, and they were always better kinds than we had at home. Ha! So enjoyed that. Playing Racco and doing puzzles with Grandma. Playing table hockey. Now, one of the worst things I did was not take that table hockey table. Now, nobody took it. I wish I had it, and I would have refurbished it. Walking to the post office to get the mail, and then from there, we always end up going to the grocery store for a treat. Looking through Grandpa's Toronto Maple Leaf hockey book. I'm not sure why I like looking at it, because I can't stand the Leafs. He's a Habs fan. Nah, I always bug him for that. But on the last day before Grandma took us home, she always took us to a little restaurant. They always had good hamburgers. It was a good time vacation. Next is Keith. That's my cousin Keith. He is, I say 78 or 79. I think he's 78. I don't think I talked about Allison. I think Allison was born in 1979, so she's going to be 40 this year. Keith would be 40 now. I think Keith was born in 78. I think so. Or 79, I can't remember. But anyway, he has 2 memories. The first being kid off on summer vacation, spending a week at Grandma's house. Of course, picking which sleep to sleep in. Oh, by the way, Keith works at Master Feeds. I think he works a few other places, so yeah. Okay, table hockey and Crokinole. Watched baseball. Becky and I were extremely honored that he said Grace had at their wedding, and it meant a lot to them. And there's Becky, knowing me and Grandma. Now, of course, you won't know. Yeah, you won't know, but Keith and Becky have 2 kids. A girl named Ashlyn, who'll turn 7 this year, and a boy, Steven, who'll turn 5. So, yeah. And then there's Tim, the third one. Tim, born in 1982. She's the same year as my sister. No, sorry. Screw that. 1981. So he's 47. 37. Good grief. Me and my math. Oh, he wrote a lot. I think he wrote the most pages of any one of us. I love to this day telling friends, colleagues, and search. Oh, I think he's a teacher still. About some of my weekends and break with my grandmother. I tell him, rushing up the stairs, pick which bed I was going to sleep in. And in the hallway, I mentioned trips to the corner store. You get $1 to spend, you can get a pop and bag of chips for that much. Building puzzles, playing the old hockey game. But the story I have to share most is about my love of strawberries in the mason jars. And that when he finished his berries, he would tip his bowl and drink the remaining juice. And all that. I smile when I get a glass of strawberry juice. I loved as a boy in Bright. But of course his mom wouldn't allow. Okay, next becomes Heather. Heather with a picture of Tyler and Mila. Well, Mila is not Heather's daughter per se. She's her stepdaughter because Tyler had a, unfortunately, divorce. So Mila is Heather's stepdaughter, and Mila turns 13 this year, if memory serves me right, because I know in 2008 when Heather and Tyler got married, Mila was 2. So anyway, Heather says this, and I quote, "When I was a little girl, to me summer vacations meant no school, camping, day camps, and most importantly, a vacation at Grandma Diamond's house. Though, throughout many summer vacations, there's not just one memory I can pinpoint. I can remember upon arrival at Grandma's house, the debate with other cousins who got to sleep in the pink room. I guess the girl cousins. I remember going mini golfing in Tavistock, and then going to Quails for lunch. I remember that too. I remember going for ice cream with Grandma and sitting on the church steps, watching the cars go by while enjoying our treat, because Grandma Diamond lived across from Bright United. I can remember many nights spent playing games together, and few wonderful memories." And then Tyler said, not a lot, but Tyler said, "Over the past 5 years, I have had the opportunity to get to know Grandma. One particular memory that sticks out in my mind is one Christmas. We were at, Heather's parents' place. We were decorating sugar cookies, and Grandma was sitting at the table helping Mila decorate the cookies. Mila and I really enjoyed spending that time with Grandma." Little Miss Mila, who was, I think she was 6 when that happened. All that. And of course the last pictures at the thing, I don't know like Edward and Christine were never there, but it was just me, Mom, Dad, and Grandma. Looking dapper in my white shirt. The 5 Pawns, Uncle John, Jennifer, Grandma Diamond, and Carol, Allison, Wesley, and Nick. And little Bailey, the dog. And then the New Hamburg Diamonds, a lot of them. Keith, Becky, Grandma, and Evie, Uncle Glenn, Randy, Heather, Mila, Tyler. So, yeah, a lot of them. And of course, the grandchildren, great-grandchildren of 2012, because there's been many additions. Edward, Marlene, Bentley, Victoria. Of course, Bentley, Victoria are now 7 and 9 respectively. Christine with Michael, myself, going clockwise. Nick and Allison with Felicity. Of course, Felicity now has 3 siblings: Wesley, Kieran, and Elena. Jennifer, there's Wesley, Tim, Becky, who now has 2. Becky and Keith, who now have 2 little ones, as I said, Ashlyn and Stephen, Randy, Heather, Tyler, and Mila. Mila's now 13, and Adam and Melanie without having the 3 kids, because their oldest is going to be 5, and that's Tatum. So, and then Kylan and Gregory. So that is that. Thank you for reliving these moments. I know that my cousins will be happy about that. I do apologize for the backlight, because now the sun's coming out, the shadows are creeping in, and I'm holding the camera up by myself. So yeah, Grandma was so great and all that. As I said, I will give you the link to the other Grandma Diamond video. Or videos, I don't remember if there's one or two on YouTube that I did, because obviously I went more in depth than that 4 years earlier, but yeah, she would have been great. She was a great lady, and everyone around Bright, Plattsville, and many others happened. And I did forget to mention where everyone is in cities and all that. Of course, my mom and dad are on the farm in Plattsville. Christine is in Kitchener, like myself. Edward and Marlene and family are in Mississauga. Uncle Glenn and Abby is still at the farm in New Hamburg. Randy's still there at the farm in New Hamburg. Tim lives, I think, in Stratford somewhere, as does Keith and Becky and their kids. And Heather lives in New Hamburg with her husband and daughter. But, oh, crap! I completely forgot. Heather has a little boy. But his name escapes me. I think it's Hudson. Yeah, I forgot to mention that Heather has Hudson. Oh dear, I'm so stupid sometimes. And of course, my Aunt Carolyn and Uncle John are still in Oakville. Allison, Nick, and their 4 kids are in Oakville. Jennifer, I think, is in King City. And well, Gregory and Kaluna are in California, and Melanie and Adam and their kids are in Vancouver. So thanks for watching. Hopefully I didn't do anything bad, but knowing me, I may have slipped up a lot. So don't hold me to it. Goodbye for now.